Hello and welcome to Jason's Sports Show on this Sunday morning. I'm Jason Gearline, broadcasting live from Los Angeles, California. You're listening to Spreaker Radio. First off, biggest news in college football. Alabama gets knocked off by Texas A&M in what some are calling an upset. To me, it's not an upset because Texas A&M is actually okay. But we'll get onto that in a little while. Oregon, Kansas State, and Notre Dame both sit at the top three spots. Oregon has their remaining opponents might not be the opponents they may want to get to the top, but it's going to help them get to the top. Baylor's football team, who's been doing pretty well actually, not really that well, but they are second in the nation passing yards. A lot can be said. They do score a lot of points per game, but they are 4-5 and 1-5 in conference play. Kansas State has Baylor and number 17 Texas in the next 2 weeks. Notre Dame will play Wakefield, which Wakefield they do well, but they also play USC for the last game of the season, which might help their title chances. Might a little bit there. Wakefield is 5-5 in the ACC, coming off a loss against North Carolina, which I think many people expected that actually. I don't see what reason why not. North Carolina was a strong team with Spurrier here. Back to the title conversation though. Who goes to the championship? We obviously know that Oregon has the best chance. They control their destiny, but they do play two ranked teams. That might be the reason why. I mean, why they go to the championship, or why they're number one. Let me just start over. Before Oregon became number one, they were saying on ESPN that Oregon's last few games in the last 4 or 5 games of the season will keep them out of title contention because they don't play any real teams. They say USC is dropping, Stanford's not legitimate anymore, which I think they are legitimate, and Oregon State, who at the time was actually winning their games, so I don't understand. But Oregon State ranked number 11, Stanford ranked number 14. Those are going to be some tough tests. You always have the Civil War this year. The Ducks won't be hosting. The Beavers will have their chance to see if they can beat the Ducks at home. Kansas State will play Baylor, who last year was very, very good, as you remember. They beat Baylor last year still. So, I mean, expect a huge, exciting game from the Wildcats. And they also beat Texas last year. So, I see them going 12-0. I see Oregon going 12-0. Notre Dame can go 11-1 because there's a slight chance they might lose to USC. They are played at the Coliseum. And USC has lost but one at the Coliseum this entire year. That was the game against Oregon. So, Oregon, Kansas State in the national championship game. Okay, so big news here in LA is Phil Jackson might be coming back to coach the Lakers. Phil Jackson, as you know, has been a 2-time coach for the Lakers. He's led the Lakers in countless championships. Retired from coaching in 2010 after a early second-round exit the 2011 campaign. Does bringing Phil Jackson make a difference? A lot of people might ask. Why don't you ask him? He coached a team that had Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman. They went 72-10. he's coached arguably the two of the greatest dynasty teams of all time. You're talking about from the teams from 1996, 98, 91, 93 for the Bulls, 96, 98 for the Bulls, and he coached Kobe and Shaq during during the three championship series there, the trifecta from 2000 2002. And he came back to coach. Only when he coached for the Lakers from 2005 to 2011, they won 2 championships. So he does make a difference. With a team with Dwight Howard, Kobe Bryant, Steve Nash, Paul Gasol, the difference is right now. You can look at it right now. You can say to yourself, there's going to be big differences. There's a lot of differences. And there's going to be a lot of differences in the offense. They're going to bring back that triangle offense. The win on Friday night wasn't really defiant, since it was Golden State. A lot of people would argue that Golden State is an okay team, but to me, they're really not that great. Honestly, they were kind of good last year. They gave away Monte Ellis, and that's when their season started going downhill. So there could be stuff that could be said about that. But moving on, here's some small news, and then I'll go back and talk about the Alabama versus Texas A&M game. For some reason, and this is just really random. I saw this on ESPN this morning, and I thought to myself, why are they trying to do this? LA officials, or politicians, quote unquote, their political officials were trying to get Carolina to move a team to LA. I don't even get that. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't even make any sense. I'll give you my reasoning in a second, but where is the sense in that? Why would you want to bring Carolina here? What is Carolina going to do for LA? Carolina, it's too much. It's so much to ask, because you're taking a team that's in the Southern Conference and you're trying to move them to a Western Conference. Then you have to find another Southern Conference team. Carolina is okay. Give the Carolinas something to cheer about. Sorry about that. Give Carolina something to cheer about, because they have the Bobcats, and if you take away the Panthers away from Carolina or South Carolina, oh no, is it North? I'm not sure. I'm gonna check. Sorry, but if you take them away from there, it's gonna be devastating. I mean, who are the only two Major League Sports teams would be the Bobcats and the Hurricanes. Hurricanes did win a championship a few years ago, but it's North Carolina, so don't take it away from North Carolina. But it's not fair to North Carolina. We don't have a team then. And no one wants to see the Charlotte. No one wants the Bobcats to be on the team to play. Have you ever met a Bobcats fan in your whole entire life? Bet you didn't. Ever. Me neither. I've never met one before. But, hey. They exist. So, but that's not even Carolina's not. It's not a Bobcats town. It's a Panthers town. Panthers have been successful. They have Cam Newton. They just need a little bit of a year or two to sort things out, to get things ready. Steve Smith, He's in like his 15th year of playing. He's old. I'll tell you that much. He's old. He's gonna retire maybe 2-3 years, maybe even next year. He wants to get out of there. Steve Smith is a good player. You look at the quarterbacks that Carolina has. They have Cam Newton. Then they have Derek Anderson. He played for Cleveland a few years ago, didn't he? He played for Cleveland in 2009. He was a decent quarterback. It wasn't that bad. Cleveland 2007. Anyone remember that year? Probably didn't. He played for the Cardinals in 2010. To say the least. You can say that. Derek Anderson. Cleveland Browns. Let's look at that. Let's look back at 2007 for the Browns. Not that bad. They were 10-6. 2007. No big deal. No big deal. 2007. Derek Anderson's a legitimate quarterback. Have him start. He can work with that team. He can. Maybe I was looking at something wrong. They weren't 10-6. Where'd I get those wins from? Oh well. Oh my bad. 2007. Okay. But Derek Anderson is a legit quarterback. He can work with teams. He possibly win games. Cleveland didn't make the playoffs that year, but come on, Derek Anderson's good. But who else do you have on that Panthers? You have Jimmy Clausen, Notre Dame guy. Give him a chance. He's been sitting on the bench for how long now? No, for a while. He played in. He was played 2010. Didn't have a good year. Hey man, it happens. Panthers are not that great back then, but they're good now. They can be a playoff team. Just have that defense play. But yeah, the Panthers. Back to my point. Panthers won't be going here because 2 reasons. Because Carolina needs them. They need to stay there. And they just messed up the schedule. Teams that should come here would be the Rams or the Chargers. But that's a discussion for another show. Moving on back to the Alabama and Texas A&M game. I'm all over the place today. I'm a little bit tired, sorry. But I'll stay focused now. So last night, as everyone can tell, as everyone knows, Johnny Manziel and Texas A&M pulled off a shocker in Alabama at Bryant-Denny Stadium to beat Alabama 29-24. Alabama attempted the rally; they really tried to. You could see it. They kept on trying hard. They were coming back. They were 4th and goal on the Texas A&M 2, and he got intercepted. They threw an interception, and just like that, it was over. Title dreams, no more. Defending champs, no more. You just sit there thinking, what did I do wrong? Well, Alabama, Nick Saban, one of the kind of weirdest coaches in my opinion, I've ever had to look at or ever had to study about. I can remember a segment on ESPN where they were talking to Nick Saban. I think it was like an SEC coverage, and he was wearing weird shoes. They were like loafers, but you were supposed to wear socks with them. But instead, he just went barefoot with the loafers. Then they brought him a cake. And he was just kind of just holding it. I don't know if you saw that one, but it was weird. Nick Saban, weirdest coach of college football. Back to Alabama. If you're Alabama, where do you go?